Hello and welcome to the Center for the Healing Arts YouTube channel. Today we'll learn a little bit about Yin Yoga, followed by a practice experiencing Yin Yoga in our bodies. So what is Yin Yoga? Yin Yoga is the combination of Chinese medicine and Hatha Yoga. You may recall that Chinese medicine talks about energy or qi flow through our bodies through a series of meridians, energy channels called meridians in Chinese medicine. In Hatha Yoga, these energy channels are called nadis. So Yin Yoga is the fusion between Chinese medicine and Hatha Yoga, looking at energy and helping us engage these energy channels through a series of slow, steady stretches and movements. In yoga, we call these shapes or poses that into which we come asanas. So in Yin Yoga, we come into an asana and we hold that asana for a period of seconds or even minutes. There are 4 principles in Yin Yoga. The first principle is coming to our appropriate depth of movement. That means that we don't overstretch, but we stretch enough to be able to help our bodies get benefit from the movement. We're focusing on our deep tissues, our tendons, our ligaments, our fascia. And Yin Yoga is helping us stretch and engage those particular deep tissues in order to help better energy flow through our bodies. The second principle of Yin Yoga is coming to stillness in the shape or in the asana. The third principle is then holding that stillness, that shape, for a period of seconds or minutes. And this is where it's a wonderful practice to help us really engage and to be still and quiet. That's why it's called a Yin Yoga practice. So many times in life we are full of yang energies, so active, so moving. But Yin calls us to stillness, to quiet, to calm. The fourth principle of Yin Yoga is to come out of the shape or out of the asana with respect to our body and using care. Not quickly coming out of a very deep and intensive stretch, but respecting our bodies and coming out in a very quiet and calm way. We will now experience Yin Yoga with a very short practice. Before we begin, to let you know that we need 4 props in this particular practice. The first is a block. If you don't have a block, you can use a cardboard carton box filled with sand or earth or pebbles. The second is 2 blankets. And the last one is a meditation pillow. If you're comfortable using a meditation pillow, it helps keep our hips over our knees and sometimes helps us keep our back a little bit straighter. Those of you who have watched my first YouTube video know that our breath in yoga is very important. And to review a little bit, in yoga we typically breathe through our noses. And we engage in deep diaphragmatic breathing, which means that we bring our air through our lungs deep into the lower part of our lungs. And this expands our stomachs. It engages our diaphragm, expanding our stomachs. And then with the exhale, our stomachs will come back in. So let's just practice that a minute. So deep inhale, stomach comes out. Exhale, stomach comes in. Deep inhale, stomach comes out. Exhale, stomach comes in. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. So now we're ready to begin our Yin practice. Always, always we begin with breath. So either closing our eyes or casting our eyes down, noticing our breath. Inhale deeply, exhale fully. Shoulders come away from the ears. Inhale deeply, exhale fully. Spinal column stretches, stretches. Inhale deeply, exhale fully. Face relaxed. Inhale deeply, exhale fully. And forming an intention for our practice. Maybe that's an intention for healing for our bodies. Maybe an intention for our family, our friends, or even for our world. But a special intention that will hold in our minds and our hearts through our practice. Exhale, arms sink down. Inhale, arms come overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart, holding our hands in front of our hearts, thinking of our intention. And then exhaling, hands to knees, chin to chest. Inhale, looking up at the sky. Exhale, chin to chest, warming up our bodies a little in preparation for our practice. Inhale, synchronizing our breath with our movements. Exhale, inhale, and exhale, rolling our ear to our shoulder. Exhale, other side. Inhale. Exhale, other side. Inhale. Exhale and inhale. And then a few shoulder rolls just to wake up our shoulders. You might want to make these small or large, engaging your chest, engaging your arms and your elbows, your choice. Other direction. This is your practice, your choice of how you want to move today. And then coming into our first stretch, you may want to use your block. Notice that the block has 3 settings: tall, medium, or short. So however is comfortable for you, we're going to either take the block or not, putting your palm next to your body on the mat, bringing your other hand overhead, both hips ground into the mat or the meditation pillow, and stretch, stretch, stretch. And coming to the other side, either with the block or without, and stretch, stretch, stretch. And other side. This time you may wish to look underneath your arm a little bit more intense, making sure that both hips are grounding into Mother Earth. Experiencing the stretch in your waist, your side, those intercostal muscles. Coming back, other side, stretch, stretch. Enjoying the movement. And coming up, we're going to now come onto all fours in what's called tabletop position. Tabletop position, our wrists are underneath our shoulders, our knees are underneath our hips, and we're going to come into child's pose. Now, a couple of options here. Child's pose is typically done, your knees are hip distance apart, coming down, forehead on the mat, completely relaxing our body. That might be a little bit intense if you haven't been doing things like this all your life. So what may be helpful is to put a blanket, a rolled blanket underneath your knees. And this might be a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more useful for you in coming into child's pose. So however you would like to do it, by all means, be as comfortable as you can in this position. We're going to come into child's pose, and we're going to do an active child's pose for this particular practice. So arms stretch out, elbows come off the mat, reaching the fingertips forward, 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 and inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. And then walking our hands over to the right corner, taking the left wrist and our right hand, stretching a little bit more, a little further, feeling again the stretch in the intercostals, in the side. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. And then walking our hands to the other side, taking the left hand, left wrist with our right hand. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. And then coming back up into tabletop, remembering principle number 4, coming out of a shape. Then we respect our bodies. This time we're going to make a big circle with our hips and engaging our whole bodies into the circle, one direction and then the other. And then we're going to come into a forward stretch. To do this particular stretch, having a blanket underneath our knees helps cushion our knees and protect our knees. So we're going to take our left foot forward, 90-degree angle to begin with our knee, and then come into this particular movement as deeply as you would like or as shallow as you would like. This is your body, this is your practice. You are the expert with your body. So we're going to bend the knee and stretch our iliopsoas, which we're learning more and more has a lot to do with our deep emotions. So come in as deeply or as shallowly as you would like for this particular movement. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Shoulders relaxed. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Face relaxed. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Let gravity do the work for you. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. And then coming back. Again, this nice big circle with our bodies. A reset after these intensive stretches. And then the other side. So right foot comes forward. We start with 90 degrees and then relax down into the movement. As deep or not as you would like to go. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Shoulders relaxed, face relaxed, eyes relaxed. Notice your breathing. Notice your breath. And exhale, coming back on our knees, another nice big circle with our hips. And then removing our blanket, we're going to come onto our backs and work a little bit on a bridge pose sequence. So, soles of the feet pressed against the floor, knees hip distance apart, lowering down with control onto our mats. Making sure our block is within grasping distance, because we'll need that eventually. Okay. And then this particular bridge pose sequence begins with the lower back pressed into the floor. So you may notice that your lower back has a natural arch, and we're going to press that natural arch into the floor. This brings the hip bones actually up towards the shoulders. And then raising the hips up off the mat, sinking down vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae, and then total relax. And again, lower back presses into the floor, hips come up. Inhale and exhale. Vertebrae by vertebrae, total relaxed. And last time, coming up. Hips in the air, this time taking our block and putting it underneath our hips. So our sacrum is actually resting on the block. And then a couple of options here. You can stay here in this relaxed position for your back, maybe pulling your tummy in so that you're keeping your spine pretty straight. Or you can lift your feet to an inversion, or you could bend your knees at 90-degree angles, keeping your tummy tucked in. Your choice. I'm going to keep my legs up, so I'm just enjoying this inversion. Shoulders pressed into the mat, face relaxed, hands relaxed. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Knees to chest, removing the block. Bringing both knees to the chest, hugging our knees to the chest. Inhale and exhale. Enjoying this stretch as well. Feeling our backs. And then rolling up into seated position. We're going to do a twist. So we're going to stretch out our left leg, right leg crosses left, holding on to our knee, and then hand comes behind us, gentle twist. Twists are wonderful, wonderful detox movements for our entire bodies. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Face relaxed, shoulders relaxed. And exhale. Knees come together, windshield wiper our knees back one side and the other for reset for our bodies. And then right leg stretches, left leg crosses over. We grasp our knee with our elbow, left hand comes behind and twist. Shoulders away from the ears. Both hip bones are pressed into the mat. Come to stillness. And then releasing the asana, knees together, come left and right, windshield wiper our knees. And then we come into our final asana, which I call yoga dessert or shavasana. So for shavasana, we stretch our heels into the corners of the mat. And then we're going to lie down on our backs with our palms facing forward. No part of our body touches another part of our body. This may be more comfortable if you roll up the blanket and put it underneath your knees, or not, your choice. And then oftentimes people enjoy having a blanket over them because our bodies have been working, and people might like to have a blanket over them in Shavasana. So lying down, palms facing up, deep relaxation, Shavasana. Shoulders away from the ears, shoulder blades pressed into the mat. And beginning with our toes, we allow our toes to relax. Our feet, our ankles, our legs, our thighs, stomach relaxes, lower back relaxes, chest relaxes, shoulders, arms, elbows, hands. Our neck, our face, all relaxed. Allowing our entire bodies to completely relax. And then bringing our hands overhead, we stretch, 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 stretch. And exhale, relax. And stretch, 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 stretch. Exhale, relax. And stretch, stretch, stretch. Exhale, relax. Rolling over on our right side, taking a pause, appreciating our bodies, the magnificent, wonderful works of creation that they are, and appreciating ourselves for honoring our bodies today. And we press up into easy seated pose, either with a meditation pillow or not, your choice. And hands to heart, hands come together, rubbing our hands together, making our hands warm, and then warm hands over our closed eyes in the ancient yoga practice of palming our eyes, opening our eyes into our warm hands, and hands to heart for our mantra. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings on this earth be happy and at peace. May all my thoughts, words, and deeds pave the way for their happiness. Thank you for joining me today in our Yin Yoga practice. Namaste.